Hey, what's up you guys? We are back here again, and today we're going to show you how to change a power steering pump on a 1985 ZX. Yes sir. Alright, so the first thing that we got to do is we're going to remove the power steering bolt. It's right over here, as you can see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to remove or try to loosen those bolts that are inside there. Loosen them up so that I'm able to get the bolt off, and that's what I'm going to do today. Shine some light. Yes, we always gotta shine some light. So yeah, so that would be the first thing to do. Actually, you guys, what I did first is I used a 14mm socket with a huge ass extension with this little attachment where you can bend the wrench. I use this to get this bolt out first. So that's what I did. You see it's all loose. Let me see. Yeah, you see that moving? It's not focusing. But yeah. So it's all loose. It's all loose. And now just gonna go loosen up those two bolts that I talked about so I can take this belt off with a 12mm socket. Boom. Let's do it. One of the okay, so basically like one of the most helpful tool is to use WD-40 for a project like this, especially for an old model, because it'd be more easier to take off, you know, like rusted bolts that has been sitting there for 30+ years. Alright, so now I'm going to spray WD-40 just on the bolts just a little bit so that it'd be easier for me to unscrew. What's over there? Over here. Oops. Let's screw right here. There you go. Ready to go. Alright, so I have unscrewed that bolt. You see it's all loose right there. This one, and I'm unbolting this one. This one right here. So two bolts unscrewed. Just loosen them up. Just like so. And the belt is kind of in the way to see the bolt, but I think it should be fine. So after removing, well, here's one of the bolts, one of the two that we took off, and another one. We took it off and then it got loose, but it fell. But this is the part. At least we got it out. And I think the next thing we need to do is loosen up this pulley right here. And I believe this is either a 14 or a 15. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, little update. So we removed the bolt from the pulley. Just unscrew it. And here it is. That's the face of it, and that's the bolt that we took off. And we already got the bolt off. It's right over here. It's all loose. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. And now all we're gonna do is just unscrew the bolts and take the power steering pump out. Alright guys, so here's the new pump over here. I sort of examined what bolts are mounted on the power steering pump, and it appears that there's a bolt like right there, right here, and then the banjo bolt right there, and there's a hose connecting right there. So if I take off all these, the pump should be taken out fairly easy. But it's always good to examine your new part just to get an idea like where bolts are at, so that the job can be so much easier. So let's go ahead and unscrew them. Oh, and just in case I didn't tell you guys, all these bolts can be taken off with a 14mm socket, even the pulley as well. I took it out with the 14. See, so use a 14mm socket. There you go. Alright, so I've already loosened some bolts, but before I can take off this banjo bolt, I'm kind of concerned that if you take off like the power steering fluid hose, that liquid might come out of there. So what I'm going to do is take out all the power steering fluid that's inside here, and then basically do a flush again. I've already made a video of how to flush the power steering fluid, but basically just take off the bolts and then just follow what I did in that video for the power steering fluid flush. Took all the fluid out. Still dirty, even though I did a flush, but it's okay. Going to put in some new oil this time. Going to put in some new power steering fluid this time. Alright, so I have loosened up the banjo bolt, which is right here, and I used a 24mm wrench to pop it open, but there's no leverage. But what I think I'm going to do is take up the power steering hose and then rest the bolts and then just take it out like that, and then I just take this off after. But yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so now we took off this mounting piece that we unscrew with the 14mm. Just pop it out, and now I'm just gonna unscrew that bolt right there all the way, and I should be able to just move the pump, and then I should be able to take off the banjo bolt and the hose. But the kids are yelling, so. All right, so remember how I told you I used this thing to take off the bolt? Well, this time I'm just gonna take it out the whole way, and you see I had to use this like flexible thingy because to get this out was like very tight. So just put it in like that, and then just slowly but surely the bolt is gonna move. All right, Arthur. Like, we made some progress. So after taking out that long ass bolt, I hit it with a hammer. Just like knock it so it'll come out of the bracket. So it'll come out this way. So I just hit it with the hammer a few times, and now the power steering pump is free, as you can see. And now the last thing we need to do is take off that banjo bolt and the hose, and the power steering pump will be free. Well, let's see how that goes. Alright, so you see that hose right there? Just gonna simply just unplug it because we loosened the clamp. Now we're just gonna pull. Just use the twisting motion. Go left and right. Try to. It's kind of hard. Or do we have to loosen up the clamp more? Yeah. This way. Alright, so basically we got here's the old power steering pump. Arthur, he managed to get that hose off, and then from there I was able to just twist the power steering pump by itself to get the banjo bolt off. Now here we are. But one thing that I did notice is that the new power steering pump did not have anything to connect the hose with. So we thought that maybe we can like unscrew these bolts. So remove this and attach it to the new pump, and that's what I'm doing right now. We used a clamp because, you know, with our bare hands we couldn't do it. So I think outside the box, Andrew. Yep. You see, it's already loose. Alright, that was almost a hassle. So here's the new pump already in. Basically I already have it mounted so I can put the bolts in. This one is still loose. I'm gonna have to tighten it, but I did put the hose back in where the power steering fluid is. So yeah, I'm gonna go screw this nut back in and then tighten this, and then yeah, let's see what we do from there. How y'all doing? This is actually day 2 of installing the new power steering pump, but we're almost done though. You see, morning blue skies.
What's up, YouTube?
All right, so we got one piece for the boat. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. So we just bolted this, and this just moves up and down. The next part we're gonna mount on is this piece. The next part that we're gonna mount on will be this piece right here, and we're just gonna go under here, and that should align with the bolts. So 1, 2, and then that last one, the bottom bolt, just bolted on. I'll show you guys when I bolt one bolt in. All right, so now we already bolted this in. And let it focus. All right, guys, so now we have bolted this in. And then we also bolted in the adjustment for the pulley, which is like right behind here. That little, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's like that long screw that you see right there. And we also mounted to this piece and screwed in there. See those 2 bolts. All right, just keep on going. Everything put back together. All we need to do is just tighten up all the bolts. And that is a what, 14 millimeter right there? Yep, it is 14. So just tighten in. Don't tighten them too hard. First we gotta tighten in just a little bit for all of them, and at the end we tighten them. And now we gotta go tighten this one right there. That one right there. This one. The one next to it. This one. No, this one right there. Oh, you gotta tighten this bolt first, just so that everything can be equal. You should just right there. Is it more bigger? Just like bigger? Yeah. It might be. Then use a bigger one. This is a bigger bolt. Okay, you could cut it off. And then with that bolt with a 12 millimeter. Basically, we're just using 12 and 14 millimeter sockets.
Little torque.
There's
Yeah.
that. And what's the next one? Well, like the one that was right next to it, which is also a 12. Right here, let me just hold the. Which one? Gotta go hold like the long screw just to make sure that everything's perfect. Oh, like the one, this one, right? Mm-hmm. There we go. Already tightened up. How does it feel? Yeah, pretty good. Try to tighten it up. There we go. We got put in the what's it called again? Oh, all right. So now we got to put back the pulley for the 200ZX, along with the screws right there, and then we got to put like the power steering belt over it and tighten it. And yeah, we're gonna show you guys how we do that right now. So now we have put back the pulley with the belt on. We just simply wrap the belt around the pulley, and then we push it in, and then we tighten it with a 14 millimeter. Tighten it until it's tight. And now we got the band, we got the belt installed. And now all we need to do is tighten this banjo bolt, and then tighten this long screw right there. See right there? And then put in new power steering fluid. I've already showed you guys how to put in a new power steering fluid, so I'm not gonna show you that much of it. Just go ahead and watch that video. Its link will be on the description. So yeah, let's move on. All right, and now let's pour this bad boy. go ahead. Alright, so we turned on the car, and so far it looks in very good shape. We got the belt back on at the right place. There's absolutely no leaks. Right now we're just cleaning out the system of the carburetor fluid. Once that's done, we gotta go out for a spin. Alright, so now we are going for a test drive. Dang, Andrew, why are you going so fast? Because this car itself is fast. It's an old race car. Alright, let's go ahead and do a turn. Buzzing away. So you know humming noises at all. Real speed. And now we're gonna go do another turn. Do another test. See no noises at all. Moves like a dream, like Andrew said. Trying to race that Civic over there? No, I'm not. Alright guys, so what do you have to say about this, Andrew?
All I have to say is just don't be afraid to do the stuff that you have never done before. And just keep on trying. You know, this lasted us for like 2 days.
2 days.
And at some points we were thinking about like giving up, but just make sure that you just keep on going and you get the job done.
Yep, all you gotta do is just believe in yourself, guys. Also, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more HE Boys content. All right, peace.